good the first two, you a-hole. You're screwing me up. Welcome to Booze and Ballin', Fantasy Football Shaken.
Not stirred.
I'm Todd Webb.
And I'm DK.
And tonight's inspiration, which Dustin's obviously started drinking already, is
Way too
Wild
soon.
Turkey 101. Because we have a new rating system we're going with for rating our bourbons and beers and alcohols and liquors, whatever. And so this is a new How to Rate Liquor 101. We'll explain it when we get to that point. But you want to kick this off with your favorite hashtag?
No, I don't, because I am so infuriated with it that it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know why I continued to fucking stay up until midnight trying to watch my guy get more than 6 carries. It just doesn't make sense. So hashtag FTNF, because Thursday night football. I don't know what else to say.
That was a good glug. Yeah. As someone who started Ramondre Stevenson, it bothers me a lot because I said to my wife this morning in the car, I said, this is exactly why Dustin and I have this hashtag, because now I have to wait till Sunday pissed off that he got me 0.3.
Yeah, some leagues he actually got me negative 0.7 in the one league.
It depends if it's 1 or 2. It depends on your points for the fumble, basically.
Right. Yeah.
And if you're half PPR, full PPR. But he was running back.
He didn't have a catch. He didn't have a target, Todd.
I know, but which is weird. But as far as yards, he had 201 for the first 2 weeks. He was running back 5 with yardage through 2 weeks. So
yeah, the Jets opportunity and like he did he say something to the coaches? Did he I don't know what happened there. He had 5 carries for 20 yards in the third quarter.
Was it?
And then he fumbled the next touch he got.
Then I think that offense sucked. They were down.
They're going to suck all year. That's unfortunate.
Or was it the Jets D?
Yeah, did they finally come along at home? Maybe.
The Jets defense is one of the top 2 defenses in the league, and the Patriots really, unfortunately, don't have much. Jacoby Brissett threw for 98 yards before he got taken out.
They should have took him out earlier.
Drake May comes in and throws for 22, which...
Yeah, 4 for 8, whatever. He didn't really... The game's over at that point.
He looked good.
Yeah, he moved good, but at the same time, the defense isn't really... That was basically like a preseason matchup again.
Well, he came in against one of the worst defenses, and they just could not get anything going. So it was just like last week, lopsided, and there were 3 or 4 players you could start. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a great week, but he's startable week.
Agreed. Actually, Rodgers had a good week. He had like 25 fantasy points.
Well, yeah, I'm saying he didn't have a great week for the blowout. It was only still 24 points. So
but for a guy who's only throwing the ball and never running it, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
I feel like if you want a fantasy elite quarterback, you got to get a guy with legs. There's nothing. You just take the risk that he's going to get hurt. But anyway.
But either way, it was another game that I don't know. But I'll say this. So, do you think that means they stay with Drake May?
I think moving forward, you have to. Your offense is already proven. Unless you don't want to send him out there to the Wolves and let him do another.
Just put him out against the Jets.
Yeah, but again, it's
the biggest
end of the game. Like, even if he goes out there and throws 3 picks in a row, he's not going to get his confidence shattered because it's not like the spotlight's on. Like, people were already leaving the stadium. When he went in, the people were already leaving the parking lot. Like, they were like, all right, this game's over. Like, we're out of here.
So, as I'm tasting it, remind me of something that we did finally make a dumbass bet of the week.
I know. I was going to say, we owe some fucking apologies, too.
We owe let's get to that first. We owe, because he's part of that, we owe DK and we owe Rashid Shaheed an apology.
Yeah.
They both had good weeks.
We owe the entire New Orleans Saints an apology because they went off against Dallas.
I'm scared to be an Eagles fan on Sunday.
Hey, you should be, because that team looks freaking dirty right now.
I don't know what it is, but it's like, it makes no sense to me. But those two went off. We said sit. We were wrong. We'll eat crow. We know that. But Shaheed scored more than Chris Olave, which you would think would mean good things for me.
Not this
But
week.
it does not. It means that I got to do a shot because we made a dumbass bet of the week, which we got to make sure to keep that segment going.
Agreed.
Agreed.
I'd like to apologize to DK Metcalf. I didn't actually get the chance to say it. I was the one that put you on my sit list. And I did not think you were going to get 800 targets. Okay. Mm-mm. And you caught a deep one on me, and then it was over from there. I was like, holy shit, his first target went 57 yards to the house. Cheers, mate.
I didn't think about it, but so Walker didn't play, right? Do you
Mm-mm.
think that we didn't take that into consideration,
I
that the
did
game script
not.
would be
I
more
did
pass heavy?
not take that into consideration when I said DK was going to have a bad week. So go ahead and do that. I can't wait to see it. Ooh, did it all go down? What even was that?
That was the Jeffersons, which you
Oh,
should
from
not
last week.
shoot. You should not shoot Jeffersons, but we
No,
made
don't
the
ever do
bet
that.
while we were drinking that, and
Okay, I can respect it then.
that's so good though.
It is
But that was
very
like a
good
big sip for a bourbon.
for
All
sure.
right, so I did my. Oh, Lord, I did it. So
So
do you want to prep our apologies ahead of time?
yeah, let's go ahead. Do you want to start with the situms this week? That way we can act like they were startums and just voice over it next
And then
time.
so don't sit. So sit our starts and start our sits. Is
Yeah,
that
at
what
this
you're
point,
saying?
you might as well just reverse it because I think both of the guys I said last week went off. I mean,
I feel
Olave had just a decent game, but he didn't do what I thought he was going to do.
no. Yeah, it was definitely not. Fantasy's been weird. That
I thought
this
that I thought
this
Dallas
right
was going to
here.
shit all over the Saints, and
I
then
don't know
they
if
became playoff Dallas all of a sudden.
which I loved. I love
I
it.
know you did.
I'm saying, like, I look at my teams and I'm like, how drunk was I when I drafted my teams?
Yeah, yeah.
Is it
Don't.
me? Is it that I did not follow my own don't drink and draft rules,
I think this
or is it the
year,
NFL?
I think you went zero RB a lot, correct?
That was a big strategy I was going this
And
year.
I
Which
really think that's backfiring on guys right now because your big top name wide receivers aren't the ones that are absolutely blowing up right now, except for maybe
no,
Devontae Adams.
they're not. And then
So
like
it's like you went
my running
heavy
backs are good,
early with three wide receivers that you thought were going to be top 10 guys who all are probably outside the top 15 right now because of that week one.
right? And it's killing me because it's funny. Like one of the ones I did it in my biggest was I had uh Ramondre Stevenson and Josh Jacobs as my two running backs, who are both
Stevenson.
starting out great, except for Thursday.
Right.
So like they've been doing good, but my CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nakua, Marvin Harrison Jr. stack is nowhere
Shit
to
in
be
the bed.
seen, which is a great stack if you think about it.
Yeah, dude, on paper at the beginning of the year, we were like, who's going to touch that wide receiver core? And then
Everybody,
literally the entire league is right now.
literally everybody. All right, so let's try and redeem ourselves. Do you want me to? I'll go first on
No, I'll
starts.
go
You'll
ahead.
go
I'm going to
first
lead
on
us off.
sits.
I'm going to lead us off, and I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to use a tight end for number one because there's a lot of people out there looking for a George
So
Kittle
first,
replacement. So I'm going with a Mike Gesicki. If you guys are out there, you're struggling to find a old tight end position. I know it's this year, we said that it was loaded, and all of a sudden Sam Laporta and Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews are out there with 5 fantasy points. This
it's
guy's actually got more points than all of them right now.
bottom loaded.
Mike Gesicki, man, if you're looking for a tight end streaming option, maybe more moving forward, I would definitely get him on your roster and plug him in this week.
He's getting a
I think he's
lot of
Washington
targets.
was their matchup, I believe.
I think so. Yeah, Washington. But they're targeting him. He's getting a lot of targets. Now I don't
Deep
know.
targets too.
It's still good because T Higgins isn't going to play like
Correct.
this week. When T Higgins comes back, I think Gesicki might take a step down. But for this week, I like it. We don't
Still
do a
like
lot
him
of
as a
tight
red
ends.
zone option though, moving forward.
Oh yeah, he's their best. I thought Eric All was going to make a little push for something, but he's their best tight end.
Yeah, for sure. The
All right.
receiving tight end anyway.
Well, you see one of that. I'll stick in the wide receiver category, and I was torn between two people, but I'm going to start Brandon Ayuk this week just because of lack of anybody else there. So Kittle is announced today out.
Yep. Christian
Debo's
McCaffrey's
out.
still out.
So
Debo's out. Who else is catching the ball? He's probably going to get littered with targets.
now he's going to take top coverage, but they're playing the Rams, and the Rams aren't known for the best pass defense. So I think
I would
if
like
he was coming in against 49ers or Jets or something like that, I'd be like, well, he is the 49ers, but I'm saying that quality defense.
Yeah. I'm going to piggyback and say Juwan Jennings is probably a good spot start as well.
Either they're both
coming in. That's a guy that might sneak into the end zone twice this week.
He would be. He'd have like 3 catches for 18 yards and 2 touchdowns.
2 touchdowns. Yep.
No, he's like their go-to third down receiver. It seems like now. It's weird. Like when they need a catch. It seems like they go to him.
Okay, well, my next guy that I'm starting this week, if you're on the fence about him, you might have him as your wide receiver 3, so you might be on the fence about him in your flex or not. I love me some revenge games, so I'm going at Minnesota for Stephon Diggs, baby.
You said that. I forgot. I was like, wait, I have written down here. I was like, is he going with Diggs? He's going with Diggs.
I think Stephon Diggs is the type of player that is going to be in CJ Stroud's ear all week saying, dude, this is me.
Because it's one of his teams. He's going to be like,
he's that kind of guy too, and he just
like,
loves to stick it to him. So he's going to be
can you make
like,
me look good?
yeah, give me the rock this week. I won't bitch the rest of the year if you give it to
I'm
me this week.
when we're done with this sit start, that reminded me of a topic I want to bring up about Thursday Night Football. So
After
no, I
you
like
that,
it. It's one of those. It's a pride game.
tuck your nuts.
Anytime you go against the team you played for, whether it's them or the Bills, it's a pride game. And
Yeah.
Diggs is going to be. He's vocal enough that
Shit.
Stroud's going to be like, "You're right. Where'd you go, bud? Where'd you go?
Just tried to adjust
Where'd
my
you
balls,
go?
and I ended up hitting my whole setup here.
How big are your balls?
Too big right now. I
So
sat
you
on
had to
them
roll
over
over a
there,
volleyball." All right, so we're on starts.
baby.
Again, I'm torn. Now, okay, I have one really, really risky start, and it's just been pissing me off. But I was going to say start Zach Charbonnet, which I think you should start, but I think that's a given. I think
I don't
as
mind that.
bad as he's done the
Who are they
first 2
playing
weeks,
this week?
I like Zamir White this week.
Ooh,
It's Carolina. They already flip flopped him more than Alexander Madison, but Kamara went against Carolina for 25 points, and J.K. Dobbins went against them for 23-50. Now they're different types of running backs,
right?
but he's been playing so shitty. This is going to be the week he gets a touchdown.
Does it get right game?
Yeah, I think he's due a get right game, and I could be wrong, but I think Carolina sucks.
Yeah, and this is the best spot Zamir White can be in moving forward. Fantasy owners, if he doesn't get it together this game, then obviously Alexander Madison's probably going to end up just taking over that backfield at some point.
And it could be one of those games, like, because it's against such a crappy team, that he does great, and it might be that, like, reset.
Right.
Maybe it's like a springboard forward, but I don't know. It's a risk.
And it's crazy because
he
looks good with the ball in his hands. He looks explosive. It's just weird. It's just game script. I don't know. He's not getting the ball in
he's
space.
Not getting the yards. He's not finding the holes as quick as what I expected. But
he's been struggling a little bit with vision for sure. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how he does this week. If it's after this week, like I said, then it might be time to drop and cut ties, and especially in redraft.
I don't know. It's hard to drop him, but
it's really hard to drop him.
Because when you do, he's going to do well, and then you're going to be like, I have waiver 9. Damn.
Yeah, because I used it to pick up the guy I replaced him with.
All right, let's get to sits. You can go. Keep going first. You go first with the sits.
I know Jalen Reed had a great week 1. But I think he's going to disappear with Malik Willis running the helm, man. I didn't like what I saw out of the passing game for Green Bay. It's going to be so random and so sporadic. And
so there's no receiver you trust in that offense?
No, because one's probably going to – if one does get one, they're going to catch like a 60-yarder or something where they just get a busted coverage or something.
So sit Green Bay.
Yeah, I would say except for Josh Jacobs.
Start him.
Yeah, but you did 32 carries last week. Like, come on. But yeah, Jalen Reed is I'm putting him on the cuff. I don't say drop him. I'm not saying get rid of him because Jordan Love's coming back. Once that happens, that whole offense is going to be redeemed. But until that happens, I think Malik Willis is going to be the death of the fantasy football in Green Bay.
And Love's closer than I think we originally assumed he was going to be. So
agreed. I don't think Love is going to be out for as long as they thought.
All right, everybody who used their waiver wire pick early is going to hate my sit, but sit Carson Steele.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's no guarantee that he's going to be the workhorse. I think Samaje Perine is the starting back because to me, Carson Steele is more of your fullback role than your halfback role.
Agreed.
So I feel like a lot of people went like the trade we saw today. Because Ron actually texted me too about it.
I will explain. I did not actually hate that trade for him.
On paper, stupid. For his reasoning, I get it.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, his reasoning, so just so the viewers know, it was Will Levis and a 2025 second-round pick in a dynasty league.
16-team.
And it's a 16-team league. So if he does very well, and let's say Carson Steele blows up this year for some reason, and all of a sudden like helps his team do well.
But at the same time, very well. If he does average in a 16-team league, he's still better. If he gets 8 points a week, he's still better than
whoever you're getting in the draft next year in the second round.
Almost the lower half of your team in a 16-team league. Because we got people in that league that I'm like, I forgot you played football.
And they're on benches.
Yeah. Like, is it Treylon Burks is like my number 4 receiver, and he should be like my number 9.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Give me so I'm going Carson Steele. If you picked him up, sorry.
I would love to be able to go back in time and bench Ramondre Stevenson if you'd let me in your leagues?
I wish you would have told me.
Please.
I was gonna bench him for a wide receiver and a flex, and I was just hanging
All right,
out
real
last
talk.
night
I want to say
drinking.
this real quick. What do you think about being able to do substitutes in fantasy football?
I
Like
saw that
you
that's a
get a
thing
Thursday
now.
night like Ramondre Stevenson dud,
No,
and you get to sub him out. See, I agree because now
I
you're
completely disagree with
yeah,
it because
I agree.
fantasy football is about a choice.
And making the decision on matchups. Yes, correct.
And especially if it's in a dynasty league, hell no, because there's
Fuck yeah.
nothing like the NFL. But in a redraft, I feel like no, you've got to make that call. Like, oh, he didn't start. Like,
Right.
I have bench people that have gone off for a guy that gets me 2 points.
Right.
I think that's the whole fun of fantasy is you got to make that call and go with it.
Yeah, because then if not, you might as well just be in a best ball league. Stop the substitution shit. Either do a best ball league where you don't have to worry about it and you just take your top whatever,
Which I
or make the decisions like a
dominate.
man or woman.
I dominate in oh god, I dominate in best ball. I'm
I
beating the
love best
league
ball.
last year where we had 24 like matchup, and I was like 24 and or 25 and 1. I dominated it again. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Dude, I think I would do very good in a best ball league as well because I usually do well on underdog,
Mm-hmm.
and my bench is always going crazy.
Best balls, I know, right? Best ball, you don't have to make the choice. If you want to
I'm the worst
substitute,
manager, I
go to
swear.
best ball. All right, give me your second sit.
My real sit though this week, I'm
It's
going
not
with
reminder, you can't do that anymore.
Mike Evans. Believe it or
The
not,
heck?
we're playing Denver.
You, I didn't know that one.
Yeah,
Coming.
we're playing Denver. I think Mike Evans may get shadowed by Patrick Surtain. And I think that just means Godwin's going to go for 455 yards and 5 touchdowns.
And
So
maybe
I'm actually
Trey
going to add
Palmer.
Chris Godwin to my stardom because he's absolutely torching the league right now. I think he's the number one fantasy scorer.
I like him.
I think Chris Godwin in the standard scoring league is the only receiver to go over 20 points for both weeks. So
Yeah, and I
I
have
think he's just
a
going
lot
to
of
keep
him.
eating. I knew
think
he
Trey
was going
Palmer
to.
and Jalen McMillan, both of them get one too.
You're one of my witnesses here. I was trying to trade Chris Godwin for some running back help all offseason, and everybody was telling me I was crazy. And I was like, dude, he's going to the slot. He's going to be amazing. I'm still kicking myself for getting rid of him, even though I ended up getting Marvin Harrison Jr. out of the deal.
No, I think it worked out in the long run, but you were right. And anybody who, if they made you that trade,
I knew they were.
They're not upset about it.
Yeah, no, he's loving life right now.
All right, so
actually he's not because he didn't start Keenan Allen. He started Keenan Allen against me last week. And
so who you sitting? Well, I got lost.
Mike Evans against Patrick Surtain. I think Patrick Surtain is. Mike Evans might have a decent game. He might give you 55 catches for like 50 yards, but I don't think he's getting you any more than that.
It shocked me. I won't argue with you. I completely see where you're coming from.
And Mike Evans does this though. He'll go like a couple of huge games, and then he'll just disappear and get like 4 targets or get hurt.
Hopefully not hurt.
Yeah, and hopefully not hurt. Mike, dude, love you as a player. That's not towards anything.
I'll text him. What time you said that here? You said, Mike, I love you as a player.
What are you texting, Mike?
I'm telling you, like, I love you as a player. All right. So I'm going to go with my sit, Rose. Okay? If you haven't seen it, I painted him earlier. It's because of the fear of the unknown. I'm going to sit Jalen Waddle.
Wait, you posted that?
No, not yet. I said I'm going to. I'm going to clip it in behind us. Because of the fear of the unknown and Skylar Thompson. And Skylar Thompson is not as good as Tua. Like you see these stupid posts. Jalen Waddle. I think if anybody's going to get some, it's against Seattle. They're not great. I think Reek will have a good bounce back week, but I think Waddle might suffer the most from the losing Tua, which is good. Tua should stay going for a hot minute.
Yeah, Tua. I feel bad for somebody that has to make that decision. I know we covered this on Tuesday.
I don't think it's not a decision.
He already said he wants to not. He's not retiring, so it's like either somebody's going to have to pull him off the field at this point, or if you're Miami, do you go out and trade for a very similar type quarterback in Bryce Young?
I don't hate that, actually. I would say they're similar. I mean, Tua is more proven, but
I know.
Is
I'm not
Carolina
totally
the new
sold on
Jets?
Bryce Young being a successful quarterback in this league yet.
Wait,
but I'm also not willing to
completely.
Yes, exactly. You beat me to it.
Oh, were you going to say?
I was going to say that. Yes.
Carolina's the new Jets at quarterback.
Just go ahead, Todd. Just go ahead. Just take off. Just take all of my talking points and just run with it. You know.
But I love that. I love that we're on the same page.
Yeah, no,
we're definitely.
Obvious. Yeah, we're definitely thinking the same way. But yeah, you just hit the nail on the head. Sam Darnold
Do you
You
think he's
can't
too
give up on this
expensive?
kid yet. He's got crazy talent. The only thing is he's super short. So he needs a scheme where
Kyler.
he's not throwing over the middle of the field all the time. Like he needs to get out. These big offensive linemen, he's doing jump passes to try and get it over their heads, dude.
Well,
It's
Kyler
real bad.
works in Arizona, so why
Right.
couldn't?
He
Yeah,
needs
I don't think it's
he
the
needs
height.
well, they need blocking schemes that are going to open up his throwing lanes, and they're
Do
not
you
doing it.
do you think he's affordable enough for Miami to go get him? Like,
I
or
think
what are
so.
they? I mean, they
I don't know.
gave up a
To
lot.
be honest with you, I don't know Miami's cap space and all that other stuff. I don't know their picks that they own because I know they've been throwing shit around lately. But I think they do. I think Carolina would give him up. Hell, you just say, "Hey, I'll give you a first round pick for him," and
You just benched him in the second week of his second
yeah, you just
season.
benched
Like, I
him,
feel
so
like
you're
you're willing
not.
to give him up.
You're probably going to be willing to trade him. So if you're thinking about still contending this year, and you don't think Tua is going to come back, which I still think he does, but maybe he shouldn't. But I think you got to really make the phone call, see what you can get him for. I mean, what's the worst case that can happen? Skylar Thompson sucks.
Right. I mean, at this point, I don't think Skylar Thompson is taking him anywhere.
No, he's not winning anything.
They have
Well,
enough weapons that they'll make him look decent, but he'll be like that Dax in the playoffs, can't win in the playoffs type of thing. Get him there, can't win.
I don't even think they make the playoffs with Skylar Thompson at quarterback. That team
Honey,
was absolutely god awful against the Bills the other week.
bring in Joe Flacco, solve all your problems.
Yeah,
we're
where's
good.
Fitzmagic when you need him?
And now he's announcing that game. He just starts unbuttoning, like the jersey's already underneath of him.
No, he's just got
Like
his
he's
number cut in his
Superman.
chest hair. Just fucking.
Just he comes to save your team when your team goes down injured. He has like 6 games of magic, and then he's Lord. All right, you can't hear me right now.
Sorry, I missed everything you said.
No, you're good. I didn't say anything. I said you can't hear me. All right, that being said, why don't we pick our quarterbacks or our teams for this week? But let me recap that.
Oh shit, you won, so you get to go first, huh?
I did.
I was about ready to say my quarterback, and then I was like, oh, never mind.
I made up about 20 points on you.
Yeah, I know.
I was down, so now it's 120.
Throat this week.
You have 126. I got 97.06. So the biggest thing was I made up 20 points because Cooper Kupp injury, basically.
Yeah, Cup going down really, really hurt me last week because when he comes back, you're going to get to use Cup, and that pisses me off.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to start out with quarterback, and it's kind of a reach, but I like him against the Cincinnati Bengals. You get the burps from this one too?
Mm-hmm. It's coming back up. It's kind of
so. How's it
set
going?
a little
so
fire
far?
in my belly.
Do you like it so far?
I do. The flavor's good.
There's something
I've been
about it
drinking
that's
all day, so at this point, it's probably bad to.
There's something about it that's bothering me, but I'm gonna start my week off with Jaden Daniels, quarterback against the Bengals. I feel like the Bengals are going to go nuts this week. I feel like
he's playing from behind all week.
The cheated loss against the Chiefs last week. I think Burrow's going to sling the rock. That's why I love the Gesicki pick. I actually really like Chase Brown this week.
I do.
So
I like Zach Moss.
I think Jaden Daniels is going to have to play, and I think he's going to have a good week.
I'm with it. I'm with you. I like the Cincinnati Bengals this week too. I think it's time for them to start showing that they're a playoff team, and I think they had a little bit of the adversity that they needed to be able to right the ship this week at practice. Start looking at each other like, do your fucking job.
Another one said to that is like, I think Terry McLaurin, he was going to be a start for me too.
Really?
I think this week might wake him up. I just picked him up off waivers and people dropped him. I'm like, you can't sleep on Terry yet.
No, we've been talking about that at work, my brother and I, and he's really close to Terry as well, dropping Terry as well. I was like, dude, you can't just drop him. I mean, he's still got the talent.
Do it if I'm in that league because he's
I know,
my team.
Exactly. Drop him so I can go get him.
All right, pick your player.
Well, since you went quarterback, I think I'm going to wait on it. I'm going CeeDee Lamb this week. I'm pulling the trigger. I think the Dallas Cowboys need to wake the fuck up, and I think they're going to do it by feeding the beast. I think CD goes large this week. I'm looking at 30 fantasy points plus for CD.
You're going to say 30 for CD this week?
Yes, sir.
I don't hate the pick. I think, like, again, he's another one of those that he's due for a big week. I'm fine with it. No, I hope he shits the bed. But I need him so much in my zero wide My zero running
Yeah, I
back was
know.
all
But that's what
because
I'm saying, because I need him to finally go huge
how
and
about
make
this
my team threats.
back to back 12-team leagues? I picked the first overall pick. And I had to go CeeDee Lamb just because of, and I'm so glad I didn't go
Oh, no,
CMC.
perfect pick. Yeah, perfect pick, because like any CMC owner is going to really struggle to make the playoffs this year.
All right, so I'm going to go wide receiver because I want you to choose between running back and quarterback, whether you take the first running back or you just go quarterback and let me go first on running back. I'm going to take my start. I'm going to take Brandon Ayuk.
I like it. I
I
like
think
it.
I
I
got
was
it.
I was between those two. I was thinking about stealing him from you because I had a feeling you were going that route.
When you said you're going quarterback, wide receiver, I thought that's where you were
That's where
going.
I
I
was
was going
going. Yeah, no, I went CD because I think CD's going absolutely
to,
he's going atomic this
it might
weekend.
take a minute, but I'll get to your house and punch you in the throat.
Well, I am going to go running back because I'm taking another guy that I think is going to go atomic in Jonathan Taylor.
Really?
I like the matchups, and I think that I'm sorry for stuttering, but the Colts need to simplify their offense. They need to get out of the whole let's fucking Anthony Richardson this thing down the field. I think you need to start giving the ball to the best player on your team. Stop fucking
Agreed.
around and start giving the ball to the best player on your team.
Agreed.
You can see him stand on the offense or I'm sorry, sidelines. This stuff is really catching up to me.
It's 101 proof. So you know, 101. So I agree because one of the other sits I was thinking about doing was Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah,
Because if you look at
or Pittman, I'm
Anthony
sitting Pittman this
Richardson,
week.
he was 9 for 19 week one, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was 17 for 34. He threw the ball a lot more, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. So the more he threw, the less accurate it was.
Right.
Could have been game whatever. So he's starting to throw the ball more, but he's not like his completion percentage isn't high enough. So I think they need to rely more on Jonathan Taylor, which will bring Anthony Richardson's completion percentage up.
Back up because you need to get into play action. You need to start use Anthony Richardson's legs as a threat, not as a necessity. Because when you start using the legs of the quarterback as a threat and they have to defend for it, it opens up so much else, but you're not planning on it. And then all of a sudden you run that naked boot and he's out there with one guy to beat and he runs him over for a touchdown. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right.
But anyway, I'm going Jonathan Taylor.
I'm going running back, and I'm going to running back shootout this week in New Orleans. I'm taking Saquon Barkley.
I love it. I hope he goes fucking off for you because I got a lot of Saquon this year.
I think he will. All right, give me your quarterback, and then we're going to rate this.
My quarterback is Kyler Murray.
I'm just writing midget. M-I-D.
Solid
midget.
Matchups all around.
Kyler Murray.
As long as
it all goes to Marvin Harrison, I'm good.
Well, because, see, here's my train of thought. You have to start Kyler Murray now before Call of Duty gets released here in a few weeks. I think it's week 8 or something like that. The new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 comes out, and then Kyler is going to be shit the rest of the year. So I'm trying to get him in now before he turns into Call of Duty Kyler.
Good Lord. All right.
COD Kyler is what I'm going to start calling.
COD Kyler. All right, let's rate this Wild Turkey 101.
Okay.
So rating bourbon 101, we're changing our scale. We're going to do a show average. So I'm going to say my score based on taste and my score based on drinkability. Dustin's going to go taste and drinkability, and we're going to average them out. And then we'll go from that. I think it's a lot easier than having individual scores. I'm going to pour a little more.
So now we give a booze and ballin' rating as opposed to just two fuckheads who don't know what the hell they're talking about.
All right.
Too far?
No. I wasn't going to argue with you. I was just trying to think. I'm going to go first on taste, and then you're going to go taste, drinkability, and I'm going to come back at drinkability. Round the horn. So taste, I think it tastes really good. I think it's smooth. I think it's actually a little creamy.
I do.
It tastes kind of thick when you first put it on the front of your tongue.
Yep.
So I like it. I don't.
Have you been able to pinpoint what you were saying that there was something about it? Have you been able to pinpoint that yet?
Yeah, I'll get there at the end. But I think taste is up there. I'm gonna put the taste is at 72.
Yeah.
I like the taste. So my taste is gonna be at 72.
Agreed.
Drinkability might hurt me. That's what I'm saying.
My taste.
Do you still have it?
Mm-mm. No, I don't remember. I'm like a goldfish.
Dory.
I'm a little lower than you on the 72. I was gonna go 68 on the taste.
I agree. I'm fine with it. I love the thickness of the taste, the
It's the
creaminess of the taste. Creamy is always
agreed.
going to go higher for me.
The creamy on the back end. You mean like as it's going down? Because at the beginning I
Even
felt
on
like
even on the front middle of the tongue, you get
yeah,
it just it seems thick to me.
yeah. There, like I was with you though when you said there's something going on there that I just can't pinpoint. I still have yet to pinpoint it, and the only reason that this drink got better for me over time was the ice melted into it and put all the water in there. Because after the water got in there and it all destroyed, I was like, okay, now I'm just getting drunk. But
All right.
at first,
So what's your taste rating? I mean your taste is 68. What's your drinkability?
drinkability is a little bit better though. I will say, I would say drinkability is probably like 70. Because it is like you said, that creaminess that like it goes down, it doesn't linger on the palate, and I hate when it just sits there on your tongue. That shit drives me crazy.
See, and I get more of a linger than you do. So I'm going to put on my calculator right now because I don't want to math in front of like the world. But
What average?
mhm.
Because 68, 72,
To me, it's
70.
really when it first
What's
enters
your
my mouth.
drinkability? You didn't rate it yet
See,
on the
I know.
drinkability.
I'm just pulling this up a while.
Well,
So
you can't pre-average it without
I
giving
didn't.
me
It's
your
still
rating.
0
Oh, okay, good. I was
on
say,
the
don't be
front of my
cheating over
tongue.
here.
On the front of my tongue, it's really light. I do not love the finish on it. To
Yeah.
me, the finish really dries out. I feel like
Oh, so you get the
on
creamy
my
in the
cleft
beginning.
palate, I get the cream in the beginning when I do it, but when I actually as far as taste, but when I'm done, I get like a little drying out on my cleft palate, and that bothers me. And I don't like that drying out, lingering at the end. So I'm giving it a 67 on drinkability.
I like it.
So yes, I have a 72 on
See,
taste
I
and a
like the dry, I guess.
67 on drinkability, a 68 for you on taste, and a 70 on
Yeah,
drinkability.
I like to drink it. Well, maybe because I drank it when I was getting a little bit on the
Well,
old
that's why
tipsy
everybody's
side.
slightly different. So we overall 69.25.
Which means I love the fact that we're averaging this shit out because now we're getting a true rating out of
I think that's a fair rating for it. Like I liked it. I
what was the
like the
average?
initial taste of it, but I can't. It's not an easy drinker for me.
What was the? No, I don't think so either. But I did get this bottle for $25, so it puts it in
Can't
that
be
lower
mad.
price range for a $25 bottle. I cannot bitch and complain. If somebody poured that out, I wouldn't look at them and throw it at them. That's for sure.
This comes to me. It could be your daily drinker. It could
Yeah.
be if you like it and you're fine with that at the finish. Daily drinker
Weren't you?
for less than $30.
You were telling me that this was like a big TikTok craze, though, right?
A
That
lot of
was,
people like this as a daily drinker, affordable daily drinker.
yeah.
Would I keep it on my shelf and drink it? Yeah, but would I choose it over some of the other $25 to $30 bourbons?
I just got an update. Tua was just placed on IR,
Good. Let him
so
think.
that at least gives him a couple of probably 4 weeks at minimum, right? I think it's 4 weeks these years. You remember when IR was
Minimum
like,
four
if you put
weeks.
them on IR, they were out for fucking ever.
It used to be like 8 weeks. I think. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it
I don't know
was.
exactly.
It was like if your
It's
guy
four
went to
weeks now.
IR, your team was done. Like, oh shit, he's done for my fantasy season.
But I knew he was going on IR. All right.
Yeah, I think everybody did.
So Wild Turkey 101, new rating system 69.25, and this is
Giggity.
an under $50 bottle.
Did we try that on purpose that our first average was 69?
No, 0.25.
I don't think we did.
That's like 69 with a bit of dribble on your chest. Pukanuka.
Exactly. Our first togetherness.
First.
Puganuga.
Pukanuka.